Hello, this is Dr. L. In this video, I will show you how to install MySQL Server on Mac. We'll use MySQL Server for our SQL database labs. First, we need to download MySQL Server. Open the browser and use your favorite search engine to search for MySQL Server Community Edition. You can use any search engine, but I'm going to use Google and I'm going to type MySQL Server Community Edition in my search box. This will find the link for my download page. Click on the link and it will take you to the download MySQL Community Server web page. If you scroll down on this page, you will find the download links. At the time of this recording, the latest version of MySQL Server was 8.0.12. There are 4 choices. So we have a DMG archive, compressed tar archive, compressed tar archive test suite, and then the tar file. We are going to use the DMG archive file to install MySQL Server. So click on the download button. This will take you to begin your download page. On this page, just scroll down and click on no thanks, just start my download. And this is going to start the download process. Depending on your browser configuration, it may ask you for the location where you want to save the download file. Your browser might save it at some default location. I will save it into the download folder on my desktop. Once the download is completed, double-click on the DMG folder to open it. The DMG folder contains one single package file and we'll use this to install MySQL Server. Double-click on the package file and we'll start the installation process. Click on the Continue button for your security warning, and this will take us to the first screen of the installation process. Click on the Continue button. It will display the license agreement. You can read it, print it, save it, but what I will do is I will just click on the Continue button to continue with the process. Click on the Agree button for the license agreement, and it will take you to the next screen of the installation process. On this screen, you can change the install location, but I will use the default one and I will just click on the install button. At this point in time, it will ask you for your Mac admin username and password. So I'm going to type that in. And click on the install software button to continue the process. Now it's installing the MySQL Server. After the installation, it will start the configuration process. In the first screen, I need to decide if I want to use the strong password encryption or legacy password encryption. Now, for some reason, sometimes the strong password encryption doesn't work on Mac, and so I will suggest that you use the legacy password encryption, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click on the radio button for the legacy password encryption, and I will click on the next, and then it will ask me to create a password for the root user. I will type a password in. You can just create any password, but make sure that you remember it because you will need this password to connect with your server. I'll type my password in, and then there is a checkbox which says start MySQL Server once the installation is complete. You can just leave it as it is and click on the finish button. It will again ask you for your Mac admin admin username and the password so that it can actually start your initialization of your database. So type in your username and password and click on the OK button, and it will perform the initial database setup. Once that is done, it will show you the summary, and then we are done. Okay. You can so now what we need to do is we need to test our server. So I'm going to close all these windows, and we'll use the terminal to connect with our server. Click on the well, actually, before we do this, we need to make sure that our server is running. So what we will do is we'll click on the Mac button and select System Preference from there. And then in the System Preference dialog box, I will click on the MySQL, and it will take us to the configuration page for MySQL. You can stop or you start your SQL Server using this configuration page. Every time you stop or start your SQL Server, it will ask you for your Mac admin username and the password. Okay. Make sure that your server is running before you actually try to connect with your server. So I'm going to restart my server. Okay, now my server is running. I can actually close down the configuration page, and now I need to actually start my terminal. Click on the search, type terminal, and then press the enter key, and it will open the terminal for you. In the terminal, type the following command to start your SQL Server. So the first, where it says user slash local slash MySQL slash bin slash MySQL, that's the command that is going to start the SQL Server. -u and root is the username. So root is my username, and then -p will make it prompt me, it will make the server prompt me for my password. Now, of course, I can actually type the password in there, but I'm just going to click on it, and then I'm going to type my password. This will start the SQL Server, and now I'm connected with my SQL Server. Type the following command to see what databases are included with your server by default. So I'm going to type show databases, and make sure that you end all your SQL command with a semicolon. Okay. So it's a required that so all SQL commands actually always ends with semicolon. Press enter, and we'll show you that there are actually there are 4 databases which are included by default with your database server. So number 1 is the information schema. Second one is MySQL. Third one is performance schema, and the last one is the sys. We are not going to make any changes in any of those databases. What we'll do is we'll actually create our own database. And to create your database, type the following command. I'm going to call the database student, but you can actually call it anything. But make sure that you remember what database you created, and we're actually going to use this database, and we're actually going to create tables in them, and we'll use those tables for our MySQL labs. I'm going to press enter. Now if I go back and retype show databases, I can see that now I have actually 5 databases: information schema, MySQL, performance schema, student, and sys. So this is the one that we just created in the last command. Now if I want to use the student database, what I will do is I will type the command use student and press enter, and it will give me the message that database was changed. Next, I want to know if there are any tables in my database. I'm going to type the command show tables, and it will say that the set is empty because we have not really created any tables yet. In MySQL lab number 2, we'll create tables and use them to perform different tasks. I hope this video will help you with the installation process. Now before I end, make sure that you get out of your SQL server by typing quit, and then get out of the terminal by typing exit, and then you can actually close your terminal window. I hope that this video will help you with the installation process, and then I will see you in the next video.